Hey guys, Robo here, and welcome to the stream of... Welcome to the claw making stream, what I wanted to say. And it looks like we've already got a few people here. Hey Rena, hey June, hey Matt, and Polska. With this live stream, we're going to be making the claw for the drone that we're making for Project Horseshoe. We've already got a few things set up right here, like the little gear that we're going to need for the servo, because we're going to make it so the claw is also functional with the controller. So this is connected to the servo, and now we're going to start to make the claw for under the drone. So I think we should get started right now. So first I'm going to need to make the base of the handle, since the claw has to go and wrap around it. Luckily I've already got some of the measurements right here, so I can get those in right away. Or no, yep, I know. Actually, right here. So this should be the base of the handle. I'm going to hide some of these planes. So now at the bottom right here, I'm also going to need to add a little tolerance between the ends of the claw, just because it it has to go through the 3D printer, and that also has a little bit of tolerance. Oh wait, let me also put some music on in the background. I completely forgot that. Sorry, still new to streaming. So now I should have all the preparations done, so I can start modeling the claw. For that I'm going to need to trace this back line, or actually I can just create an offset to the outside, and then I'm already going to have the tolerances built in. Just as easy. Then this is also going to follow that. And finally we can start to work on some of the contours of the claw. So with the outside added, we can now start to connect those points. Actually, no, this one can go on the line, since we already added the tolerance right here. Oh. This can be a bit longer. And because we want it to be able to open, we can add a circle right here for the hinge. Maybe also add a line right here. Just have a nicer transition to the circle. Actually, that can be a full one, because we also need to add one to the middle right here. Well, it's not like we're done already. Hey, William. Yeah, the square in the middle, that's kind of representing the handle. And now I'm working to make the model of the drone around it, so it can grip around the handle. Yeah. You will probably see later what I mean. Actually, this one first needs to be trimmed, just to make that one solid thing. Then I can add a square right here. Yeah, that's a difference between this program, SolidWorks, and Blender. With Blender, you're kind of already using the shapes. But with SolidWorks, you're first making the drawings and then you extrude those out. Hey, wires. Like this, because now I should be able to add a center line. First, better view of the drawing. Then I add a center line to the origin, and then I can add, or I can select these parts of the drawing. And then I can do mirror entities around this line. And then I get a copy on both sides. And let me add a little part of an axle right here. Make that 4 millimeters. Now it looks like I'm gonna have to make this a little bit bigger. Oh, I get it. I've got to make these ones a bit bigger. Let's hope it doesn't distort it too much. Yeah, it did distort it a bit too much. Most of the drone body is going to be made from foam board, just like the case was and the dualies. But the claw is going to be 3D printed, just because it does need that sturdiness to be able to hold it and to be able to make the gears for the servo motors that we're going to be using to control the claw. Yeah. Looks like this is going to need to be... Yeah. Looks like I'm going to have to work this bit. Yeah. Yeah, I will keep that in mind, wires. So this is already looking much better. Because right beside me I already got a little sketch I made of the claw, but I completely forgot that most of the measurements in that were in centimeters instead of millimeters. So yeah, I made a little mistake there. But now it should be fixed. Just checking it's on the outside. And now I should be able to add a little chamfer to this thing. Yeah. Let's add a chamfer of 2 millimeters. To this point. And this point. Well, maybe 4 could also work. Okay. Then I could also add these to make them equal, so they're equal on both sides. And I don't know what this is. Why it added okay, looks like it added a chamfer there. No. So gotta add a line back there. You can delete these. So let's check how this already looks. Extrude, use this contour with this circle. Let's extrude 80. there we already have a little extrude arm. But I gotta edit it a little bit because I now realized I forgot to add some tolerances. Right. This needs one of 0.4 on both sides. Exit. And now can edit this a little bit. Now it's going to use this, but I'm not going to need to make it that long. So now I can reuse this sketch. And let's say 400. And then that way. So those two combine. Do we get this little axle right here? Or no, that isn't that necessary. Yes. This one could just be 6. But I do want to add, let's see, sketch on this. Then I can use the convert entities tool to replicate this part of the sketch. And let's see. Then I can use offset entities. To create an offset of that. And close this. Around these points, and by trimming this we should get one contour. Wait, trim this part. Okay, and now if I do extrude again, let's do 100 this time. With this and this. Then we get the edge. It just sticks out a little bit, and then we can use the same sketch again for the other side. Let's see, instead of the plane we say extrude from this surface, the other way around, 100, just the same. Thanks, Wouter. Then we get just that little bit of extra decoration on it. Then I can grab the sketch again. Use extrude boss base. Grab the middle. Then I can do up the surface this way and also in the other direction, up the surface to this part to get the middle portion of the handle of the claw. does look like we're not going to need this contour, but we're going to use these ones instead, so that should adapt. Yep, like this. Oh wait. Oh yeah, I forgot to add that little bit of tolerance in between. Because now it's just a few different bodies, and now, yeah, now it's just one. So now we got that and that working. Now I'm going to use these and let's see this with that little bit of tolerances added to make it one part, and do the same on the other side. To create kind of an end cap. And let's say it's 5. 20 from surface, this to cap off, let's see, only add it to this part, so to cap off the metal. Then just repeat that for the other side. Yeah, but I was thinking about, thinking about making a little ping for like Twitter and such, but since I'm so new to streaming, I first want to do it with just a little bit less people. That's why I didn't do a ping, because I first want to get a little bit of extra experience before I get the whole career gears here. So I'm surprised how often I hear that my voice is really calming to some people, even though I do stutter with my speech. Now we're going to need to add in the little gear. So from the other sketch, I've already used this for the gear that's going to be attached to the servo motor. So if I copy this and go to here, let's see, and add this to the middle. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Why is this not working? did I need the smaller sizes? Wait up. Open. Let's see if I can grab hero case. Recordings. Right here. The handle. Well, that's really nice to hear. So, since I can't really use my measurements anymore, let's measure it directly from the 3D model. So, looks like that distance is 38 millimeters. So I did have the right measurements on my sketch. Okay, let's edit those. .38 millimeters. And then for the height, I'm going to need 50 millimeters. Yeah, you can say that. Or at least the fans that are actively commenting. Yeah, Rina, that's also a little problem I have with some of my videos. Like, so sometimes I think, maybe I should also put this in metric, or in imperial. But the problem is I have no experience with that metric, and all of the things here are in millimeters. So it's a bit hard to like convert every single part of the project. And I think it also works because some of the cosplay makers and other YouTubers I follow also use millimeters for some of their measurements. So I think it is used there. Still trying to make sure, like, is this right? I think it should be. Really, June? Oh my god. Here it is, almost 9. Dutch time zones, I guess. Just make sure you don't stay up too late, because I don't want to be the person that kept you up all night. You don't have to do that for us. So let's also add back that edge, because that thing also distorted way too much with the conversion back to the original sizes. So use the trimming again on the sketches, then it should work again. But I just need to make that not 100 millimeters long. More like 10 millimeters. Join the meters gang, indeed. So, looks like that little problem is finally fixed. Took a little bit. Now then, we can finally move this thing from there to this center. And then exits. Though it does look like I'm going to need to get a sketch of a different gear after the stream, because it's not fitting too well around it. But at least I can use it as a preview for the showcase. Looks like those two are not centered right. So. Just a little 0.4 tolerance. And with this sketch I can use the extrude cut function around 30 and first grab cylinder right here and use that on the base in the middle. And go. To make some space, and then I can use that same sketch, extrude glass base, with the gear, and let's add the inside just for good measure, and then combine it with the claw, 30 millimeters the other way around. And then we get the little gear tooth sticking out. But like I already said, I need to edit this a bit to have a bit of a better or bigger gear, so it faces up right. Let's see, now I need from this sketch, looks like I'm going to have to make the little servo holders. So, front plane sketch. Then I'm going to need to draw those little servo motors in here. Well, wow, that's actually quite the exact size. Just 0.05 millimeters off. That's also 12. So SolidWorks is both for Windows and for Mac, but it's but unless you use it for school, I would not recommend getting it, because it has a really expensive what's the word again? It has a really expensive subscription behind it. I was lucky enough to get it via my school, but if you're looking for a 3D modeling program that uses the same techniques of sketching out what you're going to extrude out into a 3D model, then I would suggest looking into Fusion. That's a more accessible version that also uses the same principles. I don't think that's going to work. But I personally haven't really looked into it, because I already have a perfectly fine program right here, and it's sponsored via my school, so I have that. I have that con or pro. But from what I know, Fusion is really nice. So if you want to do this, oh, it's a joke. So let's see. Two millimeters for that. Then that should be 3 millimeters from that side, so 2.5. So I think I should have all the measurements done right here. Now it's just equal. Oh boy. Well, to be honest, not everything with my education is also paid for, but believe me, we also have to get an Adobe program for like Illustrator, Photoshop and that kind of stuff. But yeah, that has to go out of our own pockets. But luckily you can get the student version for quite a nice price. So just final few things. This thing and this thing. Make sure those are aligned. That thing is 11.5 millimeters. Let me grab that little servo with me. Yeah. It's a shame the front is slanted. Let's see. So that should have a distance of 0.5. Get a little axle for the gear. Now I can use the extrude function again. Oh no, that's the fin version. Then it's just going to extrude around the lines. I don't want that. That's 2.5. And in total, 16. But then we added a little servo. Though maybe I should have offset it a little bit. Because in front of the servo, there, the gear is going to need to be added. But that little thingy is also upgrade, almost 5 millimeters. So then I should be able to do offset from the sketch plane by, well, I also need to give it a little space. So let's say 10, the other way around, go. And also add this feature to the rest of the body. Or I could say extrude from the front plane, so it also moves with it. That's alright. You have a great night, June. So we should have the little servo. And then I should be able to Control 8. Expand on this to make, let's do it like this for now. This and this. Do a little trim entities to make it one solid piece. So let's see what let's see what I can do to make this a little more fitting. At least I'm going to try to get those aligned. That one moved a bit lower. No. Cancel. Thanks, Reina. Thanks, Success. And hello, Pinky. We already got most of the claw done. Now it's just to make the holder for the little servo motors that are going to open and close it. But I'm also going to need to, yeah. Sorry about that. No, not that. This corner, add a chamfer. 5 millimeters. That should do. Because I'm also going to need to make it so that it doesn't, so it isn't in the way of the gear. Let's also add a little measurement around this. Let's say 5. Just make sure it doesn't move again. Probably going to be better off to delete this. No, damn it. I'm going to need to make it so this part and this part contact each other. And then I should be able to exit and build a holder for it. Sketch 4, extrude boss base. Then I'm going to use this drawing, and this drawing, and extrude it from the backs, the support, the other way around. Let's do it 15. And only make it add to the base, which is going to give us this. So for a bit of clearance, let's use the materials. Let's do a low soft touch blue plastic to the servo motor. And then I should be able to use a little bit of a chamfer around its base. Oh, not the face, the edge. Right here and right here. Maybe not a full centimeter. Just like this. And this way we get a little holder for the servo motor, for the servo motors. It should have enough space to be able to touch the gear below it, but once I get the final design on the official gear, then I'm also going to be able to make both gears touch in the right spot, and that will also make the height of the servo motor. But for now, this will work. I also don't need this anymore. Let's also add a little chamfer to the top. Just to make it fit a little bit more to the servo motor. Like this. And let's see how I can easily do this. Because I'm going to need to mirror this on the other side. So I'm probably going to need to place this above that. Delete those edges because those are going to conflict. Looks like we got a few different people in here. Some from Europe, some from Russia, some from the United States. So with this artificial plane added, now I can grab the features of the little holder, namely the pulse extrude and the chamfer. Or doesn't it work around this? Well, it does work, but it isn't what I want. I want it to also face the other way, so... Oh, hey Grey Dragon. Let's see if I added this little line. Or add another line. Make that 45 degrees. Make that a midpoint. Why would this work? Okay, let's try again. Midpoint. This one. Touch this one and this line. Touch and this thing and this thing. Well, that should also work. And make this construction. Then add the plane to use this line. Does that work? Mirror edit. Oh, it doesn't really like that. Looks like that's not going to work. So let's throw away the mirror function. Then I also don't need the plane. Well, to be fair, I could use the plane. Just gotta make it face right again instead of 45 degrees, like this. Then I can use it as a sketch plane. And if I then grab this sketch, convert entities, and do centerline, then I should be able to mirror entities. Yeah, but I don't want to copy it. Let's see, mirror, don't copy, mirror about this little line, and then they should face the other way. Then I can use a trimming to clean it up a bit. Exit. the measurements, I first gotta see what is the distance between this and this part. 2.5, okay? Because then I can use this brand new sketch as a boss extrude with an offset of 2.5. This, and this. Other way and other way. And that should do it. Almost. Seems I'm missing one little part of the sketch to extrude. This part. And then to make them similar, also chamfer around this. Don't use the face. Flip. Okay. Then I can add the original chamfer back, but then also make it around the other one. This, and this. And now we get two motor holders. It's probably going to be best to also wait. When did this happen? Looks like one of these made them one part. Looks like that still works. So then it should be this one. Yeah. These should keep being two different bodies. But I still have the other one to make, so let's start on that. With this part, this part, this part, and this part. Face the other way. Actually, well, yeah. I can use that, and then I'm going to have to do the same. Sketch on this, then do convert entities. And again, I made the same mistake. Looks like I didn't add that little line in between. I swear I did. This little line. This one, and this one. Okay. But also just make sure it doesn't go together with any parts. The same sketch, convert entities, now it works. Then I offset again to make the little edge right here. close this off where the parts need to come together. And then trim to make them all whole again. Time to add the little edge again. This. How to select this. Now it should work. Yeah. Now that that's working again, let's see, which part was the gear? Was extrude 8. And to make it easy on myself, I'm just going to do a line in the middle, make that construction, and then I can do, well, here first I activate it because I need to copy again, copy, mirror about this line, to have the gear on the other side. Once it loads, oh boy. Whoops. Well, let's hope this doesn't crash. Oh, oh wow. So that's why. Okay. Well, that luckily works, but it just had a lot of difficulty with all of the different parts of the gear. So first, extrude and then do a little saving to make sure we don't lose all of this progress. Then we can use these again to do like an extruded cut with the outside again for half of the claw from the other side to make some space. And then finally we grab this again with the outside and inside mixed with this 30 millimeters long from this surface to add in the other gear. And now we've got the claws on both sides. So let's see. This can change transparency just because it isn't an essential part of the claw. And then I can do hide this. Yeah. That's at least the biggest part of the claw. Now I just need to make a little system with which I can make it to the I can fix it to the underside. So that is just going to require a square right here, a square right here, then add little screw holes like these, make them equal, make this all line up in the middle. Don't need that line like this. And then I can add some dimensions. Like, let's make this, let's say 8. Then on the other side, also 8. And 4 should be good. Actually, I could probably try this side if I use that plane again. Plane show. Select all of these. Mirror entities. Mirror about the plane. Then I get the exact same assets on the other side. And now I just gotta make it that it extrudes those points out to, let's say, an offset of the height of the holders of the servo motors. And let's do it to 2 millimeters. The other way around. Reverse offset, so it's 2 millimeters taller instead of 2 millimeters shorter. Oh yeah, and other side, add to the base. Like this. Probably also going to add a little chamfer to this and this. $45, 1. Okay, looks like I can add a chamfer to those. At least to all of the other sides to pretty up a little bit. Let's make that 2. And that is actually most of the claw done. Which is a lot of measurements taken from the little servo motors, because those gears are going to be very important to get right. But yeah. But I can do one more thing, but for that I'm going to need to do a little bit of this. And with that I can save this. Save, yes. And then I should be able to do save bodies. Actually, alright. Whoops. Was that a bit too loud? Sorry, I haven't really used the transition too much during the stream. Or during streaming in general. I just need to do a little bit of saving of the different parts. Save, save, save. Okay. Because then I can do a new file. Okay, just to make sure I don't get too many people scared, we're transitioning again. Let's see. These parts and servo open. Can I grab the base? Left, right, and a little servo. You're welcome. Then I can do a little bit of fun with this and this. Make those touch and then do the same right here. Then again, I can add the blue plastic. Oh boy. My computer does not like how quickly I move. Well, looks like we're stuck here for a bit. Yeah, the assembly is not working. Yeah, Rena, it is really awesome to see the kinds of things that people can create for and around Splatoon. That's also something we really enjoy with our channel, because we want to encourage people to also do that even more or start doing it. It doesn't look like this is going to work. Wow, come on. Oh, bye, Great Dragon. Wow, looks like the whole program is frozen. Well, I wanted to make an assembly of all of the different parts and then make the class move, but oh man, doesn't look like that's going to work. Hopefully you did hear that. Yeah, we know enough about cosplays, but to be fair, with cosplays you also have to work one-to-one with the size of, for example, the weapon. Yeah. Okay, this really doesn't seem to work. Wow, the hole. Okay, looks like the whole program has crashed. That's not so nice. Well, I don't think we're going to get any farther with this. Especially since all of the parts have frozen. So I think we're going to have to call it a day right here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream and liked what we've been able to make here. And hopefully we will see you guys when the video launches. Hopefully this Sunday. Well, keep those creative gears turning, and see you then.